And finally, ladies and gentlemen, just when the economy was opening up, the second COVID surge forcing some states into partial lockdown. When vaccines are here, why should we fear a lockdown? Why should there be a lockdown? Why not open up vaccination instead? Let's debate.
The busy streets of India's financial capital once again wears a deserted look. Delhi is bracing itself for a night curfew amid rise in cases.
The Delhi Disaster Management Authority DDMA has ordered night curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. in view of the rising incidents of corona.
The crumbling health infrastructure is once again in focus. And as India fights the second wave, experts believe that large-scale vaccination could be the only solution.
Of Indian Medical Association, we have appealed to our Honorable Prime Minister to take away the age restriction for the vaccination which is prevailing in our country and enabling everyone, irrespective of the age group, above the age of 18. The second wave of the COVID is surging ahead in our country, and we need to have the focused target on the people who are getting affected more, and the vaccination shall be made available to them.
It's not just the Indian Medical Association. Chief Ministers of worst-hit states, Delhi, Maharashtra and Punjab, have written to the Prime Minister demanding removal of age restriction for vaccination. A demand that could be raised in Thursday meeting.
Yesterday, the Honorable Chief Minister wrote to the Honorable Prime Minister requesting him to remove all sanctions and restrictions that have been levied. First point is vaccination for all. Second is strict enforcement of COVID appropriate behavior. And the third point, putting certain restrictions on free movement of people.
Should the government open up vaccination for all? Let's debate.
We are very clear about where the Republic Media Network stands on this. We stand for vaccines for all, and we believe that India's workforce should get the shot, should get the jab, and should get a shot at the shot and a jab at the jab. And we are joined by Devi Shetty, the legendary founder of Narayan Hridayalaya, Ryan Karanjawala, a legend in the field of law, managing partner of the very reputed Karanjawala and Company. We have Dr. Vijay De Silva, who's Director Medical Affairs and Critical Care at the Asian Heart Institute in Mumbai. And we have the President of the IMA, Dr. J. Jayalal. President of the IMA, I want to start with you, Dr. Jayalal. You've created a stir. You've written to the Prime Minister saying everyone over 18 should get the shot. You're writing for the second time. You're writing for the second time. Why are you pushing for vaccine for all?
Yeah, we firmly believe at this juncture, the only option in front of us to tackle this, the surge of this disease, is only the vaccination. By vaccination, we are going to improve the personal immunity, and also we are going for a herd immunity. So already the government of India has set a target. By July, they must vaccinate 34 crores. We have reached only 8 crores in the last 3 months. That means there is a long way to go for us to vaccinate, reach that at least minimum 34 crores to be reached. And we have enough vaccines which is for to reach that 34 crore. So that has to be done. One of the hitchhog or the difficulty what we face is when we say it is only for the 45 years, the people coming forward for the vaccination is not to that extent. But now the second wave is showing that the people of the younger age group is also getting infected. There is a lot of people, since they are moving out, they are more prone. So at this juncture, it will be nice, and if we can open up for everyone to come and irrespective of the age, come to the private or public sector and get vaccinated. That is going to be a great help us.
But the government says, Devi Shetty, the government's response has been today, I think the Health Secretary says, it will be vaccines for those who need, not for those who want. That seems fairly inflexible.
I just want to let you know that vaccination for the 60 plus opened quite some time ago, and 45 plus was opened recently. I'll give our example and similar experience in other hospitals. we were given over 2,000 vaccines per day. We are not even getting 200 people who are willing to be vaccinated per day, because that age group people are very skeptical. They have been given chance. Now, who are the super spreaders of COVID? Elderly people do not spread disease. They confine themselves most of the time to their own house and a secure environment. It is the youngsters who keep on spreading the virus. If you really want to contain the COVID pandemic, we have to vaccinate the young people who are spreading the disease. Because youngsters know that even if they get the COVID, they are not going to die out of COVID. They are protected. So essentially, we have to vaccinate as many people as possible. 45 plus, 60 plus people are not coming forward the number what we thought they will. Now that there are vaccines available, let's vaccinate the young people.
We should. Dr. Vijay De Silva, I was also speaking to today someone, I won't name, someone who runs a big hospital in one of the hospitals in Mumbai. And they were sharing a similar experience. They said that we thought that after the first, when the 45 plus group, the relatively younger group is now opened up, there's going to be a rush. We're not going to be able to manage the numbers. But they said that we are very disappointed. Actually, the numbers have gone down. And I was not able to sort of, understand that, especially in Mumbai, where the situation is so bad, why is someone who's 45, 46, 47 not coming forward and getting themselves shot? I mean, shot in the sense like, why don't they take the shot? What is the reason for it? And if that is the case, Dr. De Silva, what should we be doing?
Hi, good evening, everybody. See, if you look at the percentage of population who's above 45 years, in India it is only 18% of the population which is above 45 years. So right now we are just targeting the 18% of the population. If you want to have an benefit, actual benefit of the vaccination, we should target at least minimum 70 to 80% of the population, and versus that we are targeting only 18%. Now, if we vaccinate everybody who's above 20 years, we'll be aiming for 55% of population only. So even if you open it for anybody above 20 years of age, you are aiming only 55% of the population. And your actual aim to get benefit out of vaccination should be at least 70 to 80% population. And the problems, what I feel is that the population which you are targeting is already done, and who are not done, they are not interested. So we are wasting our time. Now, what we can do is, we have enough vaccines available, 1.56 billion vaccines available with us. We have enough stock of syringes, needles. We have 29,000 cold chain points available. Remember that India is a 42-year-old vaccination experience, and we are supplying 60% of the world vaccines. So we can definitely do a good job. And if you look at, I have 6 points to tell, the points which are negative points and the suggested solution, which may or may not everybody may agree to it. The first thing is that the online registration. Now, India is definitely an educated country, but not totally. We have a lot of population who do not have access to internet, who do not know how to do online registration, who may not have mobiles and laptops. So the simplification of this should be at least 50% of the vaccines available at any center should be available to walk-in people who may walk in with their Aadhaar or PAN card. And they should not be hassled of online registrations. The system can be entered by taking their details. They should not be hassled with that because they may not be able to do it. The second point is that the health awareness communication from the government, both state government, central government, can improve further. We have very poor health communication from the government. Because of that, there are a lot of people who are fear-mongering. People who do not have any core knowledge about vaccination, or people who are not even any way connected with medical field, they are giving opinion on vaccination. All these fear-mongers should be prohibited and controlled and punished. And the government should give a positive communication about vaccination to the people. So this negative publicity about vaccination should be banned. Third point is, do we have the manpower? Now we definitely have the vaccines, we have syringes, we have centers, we have excellent health centers all over the country. Rural definitely has only the government centers, but urban centers have private and government both. Now, manpower, yes, there may be a shortage of manpower. What I suggest is the vaccination should be done from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight in 3 shifts. Use the medical personnel only for vaccinating, not for the other peripheral work. And you can get a lot of volunteers are available to do the peripheral work in each vaccination center. So get educated people who are available to volunteer, use them for non-medical tasks, use the medical people only for vaccinating people. Now to supplement this manpower also, you can use the fourth and the fifth year medical students, you can use the final year nursing students. See, giving a vaccine is one of the simplest medical skill which any medical person who studied third year of medicine or the third year of nursing will be able to do. You don't need to be a qualified doctor or a nurse to give a vaccine. So there's a huge amount of manpower available to us. They can be utilized there, and the non-medical work can be done by volunteers. So manpower problem can be solved there. The fourth point is scheduling. Now, if you open up to anybody about 20 years of age, you are going to have a lot of rush. Now, what do? If you look at, you do elections in each constituency. You have constituencies defined. You have elections. You have electoral rolls. Anybody above 20 is in electoral role. Schedule them. When you can do an election in a single day in a constituency,
will you bring me into
you can definitely vaccinate everybody in a constituency over a month's time.
Yeah. Ryan
Yes,
Karanjawala.
Definitely vaccinate
just a minute,
everybody in a month's
let me get
time.
Ryan also into it. So we'll just keep the ball rolling. I'll take your other 2 points in a minute. Ryan, what's the problem now?
Two more points.
The concern is about vaccine wastage. The concern is that it's taking too... No, I'm just coming back to you. I just want to get Ryan in, coming right back to you on this after that. Ryan, we are in a very strange situation now.
Yeah.
This cannot be a debating point, can it, anymore? Given the situation that's spreading nationally.
Frankly, Arunabh, I think the time has come when we need to think outside the box. And I think, frankly, the time has come when India needs a new ministry and a new minister. We need a minister or a ministry only to combat COVID. The health minister himself has several other preoccupations. I think the time has come to appoint a focal person who is in charge of a ministry. God willing, it should be short-lived, till this plague is brought to an end. You should have someone who can cut across the red tape, ensure that things are done on time, ensure that vaccinations reach people on time. For example, today, between the last time when I was in your debate along with Dr. Shetty, one thing that now comes out is the government and murmurs are coming everywhere that maybe there is a slight vaccine shortage in India. Now, if that is so, then you have one vaccine waiting at your doorstep to come in, which is Sputnik 5. Why don't you apply the same criteria to Sputnik 5 that you apply to Covaxin, which is to allow it to be put into the market even when your trials are going on? Here, in the case of Sputnik 5, it's only a bridging trial because already Sputnik 5 has been used in other parts of the world and has been found to be effective. So that's one way of bringing many more vaccines into the country and many more vaccines to the people. Now, just to give you an example, look at the incongruity of it. IPL is about to start. Every Indian cricketer, obviously they're all under 45, is not vaccinated. All the people who come from abroad, the New Zealanders, the Australians, the British, they're all vaccinated. I mean, we need now to have a focal authority, and that's why I use the word minister and a ministry. It can be anybody. But we need to have a focal authority whose only job is to concentrate on combating the plague. That's what you need to do, and that's how you need to cut through the red tape. I completely agree with the people who came before me when they say that, look, open vaccination to all. Let there be walk-ins. Let people come in. If they otherwise, you're going to have a situation where you are having vaccines lying in Dr. Shetty's shelves, but not with his patients, not inside his patients, which is where they should be. I mean, he is a man who runs a hospital of a very high caliber. Everybody knows his experience is on the ground. He's the man who's actually vaccinating. I suppose among all the people on the panel, he's the man who's actually seen on the ground experience of how there is at the moment a vaccine hesitancy. So if you find a vaccine hesitancy, just expand the group. Bring people above 40, then make it above 35, then make it, and so on.
I agree with
just
you.
Just continue with that. You
Yes,
need
Ryan.
somebody to cut the red tape.
Open it up. See, these are... No, I agree with you, Ryan. And Dr. Shetty, you heard Vijay De Silva, you know him. All of you are practitioners. Dr. Vijay De Silva's point was essentially the same as yours. He was emphasizing that we have the scale and we have the scalability, but now this needs to be a war effort. Would you like to respond to the point Ryan made and what you heard Vijay say before that?
Yeah, I agree their opinion, Arnab. The problem is time is running out. According to our prediction based on the last year's experience of COVID, in the next 10 days, today the positivity rate in the institutional positivity rate is 16%. In the next 10 days, it will be 24%. When there is 24% positivity, most of the hospitals will be filled with COVID patients. And this positivity rate of 24% will last for 2 more months. And we are going to have hell of a bad time for the next 2 months. Then it will take another 2 months for the COVID number to come down gradually to 1% positivity. So you're talking about another 4 to 5 months of crisis period. And we are still debating about who to vaccinate and who not to vaccinate. See, the most important thing is the super spreaders. They have to be vaccinated first. We have given enough vaccines to elderly. They are given now. If they are not interested, there is no point in wasting our resources. God forbid, if the flood is so much that there is a demand for vaccine from the elderly, we can cut short. We can always stop vaccinating the young people. Again, shift the vaccination to the elderly.
Absolutely. Correct.
Yes.
And Aruna, to come in.
Yes, you can revert.
You know, you started
That's a
the
good
debate.
suggestion. Is that possible to do that, Dr. Jayalal? Yeah, Ryan wants...
Sir, it is possible because we can go ahead like that and we can start up, open it up, and if there is a demand is very high, we can still reserve it for our old age people. But definitely the time is up for us to do that. And if we are not doing it today, and if we are thinking of doing it after 2 months, there is of no use.
And Aruna, what I was saying was, you said the health secretary or somebody said
so
that we are going to give vaccines.
Yes, Ryan.
We are going to give vaccines to people who need and not to those who want. Now, what does that mean? Everybody needs a vaccine. What you're really saying is we are going to give it to a particular priority which we have decided needs it more than others, which is the more vulnerable. That's fine. But you can't say the others only want it, they don't need it. Everybody needs it. And at a certain level, it's sometimes more important to give it to the youngsters because they are, as Dr. Shetty said, the super spreaders. They are the people you have to worry about because they are the people who beat 20 people a day. The youngster meets far more people than his grandfather sitting at home. So the chances of the chances of it being spread is far more. Go ahead.
And I'm also concerned, Ryan, about vaccine wastage. You see, Vijay, Telangana reported 17.6% wastage while Andhra reports 11.6%. Haryana has wasted 10% of its vaccines since January and March 2021 and still has a low population participation rate for inoculation, which means, Dr. De Silva, that the vaccines which you have will go waste.
Yes.
I'm just thinking of a possible solution. Suppose your hospital were to say, Dr. De Silva, what does this mean? I was just saying that suppose your hospital were to say, we are going to vaccinate 1,000 people. But if you find that by 9 o'clock in the evening, you only have 800 people who actually taken the vaccination, then open up the rest of the 1,200 or open up the rest of the vaccines for those in any age group. You can create priorities on a daily and weekly basis, can't you?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
What do you think, Dr. De Silva?
Arunab, let me give you an example of what happened in our house.
See,
I sent 5 of my staff at home to go and to get the vaccine. They all had to come back that day saying we need 10 and there are only 5 people there. So they had to go the next day early morning to get vaccinated. Now, that's what starts happening. you have to start innovating. You have to say, okay, all right, after a certain time, we will allow any age group to come in and cut off so that the vaccine doesn't get wasted.
Yeah.
Now, see, we have enough stock
I think
of
that
vaccine in our country.
there is possibility of a
which
breakthrough
can,
there.
be
Seeing the
used-
situation, Vijay.
Enough stock of vaccine in our country.
Yes.
Yes. See, what we can do is we need to open it for everybody, because if you look at the elderly people, the benefit they get is that they don't die of COVID. But we are forgetting that the people who are spreading, the younger lot, the above 20 lot, they are absolutely unvaccinated. So if you vaccinate them, you're going to protect the elderly. And definitely this wastage which is going on is criminal wastage, which should be definitely avoided. And it is avoidable by making some amendment in the regulations and control on the vaccine, so that the individual discretion of the centers is there, that they can use those vaccines which are going to be anyway wasted for the younger lot of people.
Absolutely. After opening
And definitely, see, if you look at we are in a scary situation
I
of
personally
a
feel the
second
vaccine
wave.
for all is a good idea because
We are in the. See, if you look at the scary state, we are in the second wave. We missed the downsteep of the first wave, where we could have vaccinated a lot of people. Now we have next 3 to 4 months a window period to vaccinate everybody before the third wave comes in. Now imagine you are not able to cope up with the second wave. We don't have the manpower, we don't have ventilators, we don't have beds for the second wave. And when the third wave comes in, and if we have not vaccinated enough number of people, it will be a huge disaster, huge disaster. So we should definitely avoid wastage of vaccine, open up for everybody, and simplify the system,
Devi Shetty,
and make sure that
Devi
everybody
Shetty.
gets the benefit.
Devi Shetty, how do we find a midway now? How do we find a midway?
My suggestion is we should open it up for everyone past the age of 18 or 20, whatever the government feels, and try to increase the number of vaccination every day, because whether it is for the elderly or the young people, they are after all Indians, and we have to vaccinate everyone. So there is no question of not vaccinating somebody. So let's just open it up. Use as much vaccine as possible.
Absolutely.
Let the industry wake up and start making more vaccines, because now they're also worried. Because God willing, if the COVID, the epidemic dies down, what are they going to do with millions of vaccine they have produced? So they are going to see what stock they have and start making. So my suggestion is,
Absolutely.
we have a great opportunity right now to at least cut short the second wave and prepare ourselves for the third wave. If we play our cards well, believe me, there will not be a third wave.
We won't have much time.
Yes, we don't have much time. Yes.
We will.
If we vaccinate enough
we
people,
will have to work very
if we
quickly.
vaccinate enough people,
we will have to
not
work
the
very,
third
very quickly. Yeah, if we vaccinate enough people on a war footing, the maximum number of people, the soonest is possible. Viewers, tell me what you think. Ryan, Dr. Devi Shetty, Dr. Jailal and Vijay De Silva, thank you very much. And I shall see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow with a big and exclusive news report. Till then, good night and goodbye.